of the details for you. You get my first pair here this week. Good luck. 2 for Collective Soul. These guys are really good live if you've never seen them. 216-578-1007 for caller 10 or 800-348-1007.
Yeah, it seems a little unfair that you can watch our live stream, but we can't see you. But we'll fix that tonight. Outside your window.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand. I would understand. The angry boy.
You know who this is, Mary?
Collective Soul.
No, but I just gave
Oasis.
away those tickets, so I guess that would make sense, right? If there was a narrative
Oasis.
thread to... I'm sorry?
Oasis.
That is not Oasis, no.
I know this song.
I know you do. They've got a lot of hits. Jumper is the name of the song.
Oh, crap.
Semi-Charmed Life.
Hold on.
They were
hold
just
on, hold
here.
on.
People
It's
think the
it's
singer's
a couple
hot.
words.
It's 3 words.
Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind is the band you're looking for. Stephen Jenkins, when they were at the height of their popularity, he was banging Charlize Theron. Remember that back in the day? He was young and on the prowl, and he could write a good song. I was reading about a guy in Japan who jumped. Suicide. Jumped off a building. Killed the woman he landed on. Not a guy, a girl. Jumped off of a very, very tall building and landed on another person. And they're both dead.
Jeez.
A high school student, 17-year-old girl, in her 3rd year of high school, jumped off the 12th floor of an office building and landed on somebody who was just out on her lunch break, a woman who was working in that building, walking on the ground. And landed, I like the end of this article. The police suspect the female died by suicide.
Interesting.
We don't think she was pushed off of the 12th floor. They found 1 woman and 1 teenage girl, both of whom were bleeding. And they both died at the hospital. So again, there have to be ways to take your own life that don't necessarily impact, if you pardon the pun, another person. But Japan's wild, boy. I just finished watching. I was a little bit behind, but I love the show so much. I just finished watching the last season of Tokyo Vice. Anybody watch Tokyo Vice over there on HBO?
No.
There's an adaptation of a book that this guy wrote. He was an American journalist working for a Japanese newspaper in the 90s. And he got mixed up covering the Yakuza, the Japanese mob. And they did a couple of seasons of it, and then it was kind of unceremoniously canceled by HBO. And so it's one of these situations where they're hoping for another season somewhere else. If they don't get one, if you watch that show, it did wrap up nicely. But the main guy in it is this dude, Ansel Elgort. You know who that guy is?
Yeah, he
Know
was a
that
Baby
name.
Driver.
Baby Driver, there you go. And the amazing thing is there's another American
Oh, he's
actress.
hot.
He's a good-looking dude, right?
He's got like a baby face, but he's cute, yeah.
Baby Driver. He had some Me Too stink on
Your
him a
name
couple
is
of years
Baby?
ago. Huh?
Your name is Baby? B-A-B-Y.
But he and this other actress named Rachel Keller, who was on a season of Fargo, both of them speaking fluent Japanese in this show, which is wild to watch. That must have been a very interesting way, just a very interesting thing to have to do for this show. To learn my ex-wife speaks a fair amount of Japanese. My older daughter took it in high school, so they're both relatively conversational in Japanese, and I'm fascinated by that because that is not an easy language to learn. But it's a wild show. But again, there are all these themes of in Japanese culture. There's themes of patriarchy and honor and dishonor and what people do if they feel dishonored. You know, they don't want to bring dishonor to their families. I'm speculating, of course. I don't know what the situation was with this girl. It might have just been normal teenage suicide stuff. But she did land on and kill another person. There's not much of that around here, at least that I've noticed. There's not a lot of people jumping off buildings in downtown
We
Cleveland.
got guns. Guns is how people kill themselves
Yeah.
in America.
Or pills.
Well, that's what I'm
Pills,
saying.
but
I
like-
mean, but you still have the option. I think if somebody goes to jump, that's I always assume that if you have made the decision to kill yourself, you have also made a specific decision as to how. A gun is easy. So many people have one. But we also have buildings. And I have to think that anybody anywhere who decides that's how I want to do it, there are still those people. I just don't hear about that a lot.
Well,
around
there's
here.
also, jumping off a building is you still have to be able to get to the top of the building, and that access isn't the easiest thing to.
I guess people
get.
manage to do it.
Yeah,
It's
they
easier
do.
to get a gun
Yeah.
than to the top of a building.
Yeah.
Kinda. Kinda.
Yeah. Hey, Dick.
Bill and Mary, it's a sad day.
I was going to say, you sound really bummed out. Are you mad about them renaming Brown Stadium? Is that what you're...
Oh, a little bit, but
Yeah.
I want to, over the years, back to Gibb, back to Nev, back to Casey, and
I don't know what these words are that are coming out of your mouth.
I just pray for Jimmy Donovan.
Oh, Jim Donovan,
I
yeah.
know he's got. Yeah, it's sad. It's so sad, Alan. I love Jimmy Donovan. He always took my call on the End Zone show with Tony and Durod and Doug Deacon. But I hope they get somebody as good. But it's been the talk down here in Dayton. He was a legend up there. But it's just so sad to see somebody take his place. But I send a card, to him and called Tom from WKYC, but he's a legend up there, Alan, and my prayers to his family, Bill, Alan, and Mary.
You know, you were kind enough to send us a card too, Dick, not long ago, and as per usual, it was completely illegible. It was covered. I think Mary brought it in to us.
I tried.
Yeah, we tried to decipher it. It's like ancient cuneiform trying to figure out what Dick is saying. But it's always a nice gesture, and I'm sure that the Donovan family will be similarly appreciative of that gesture, Dick.
Yeah, it's just that he touched everybody's heart. Back when I was young, I remember Nev, and I think he took my call and he said, "I bless you, Dick, but I just want to see, I'll call the show, Enzo show and talk, but he was part of my life, like you guys are, and yet I say so many prayers because, with what goes on today, it's just it's a sad world, and yet I think what I've done in my life is go play music, and my family was always number one, and and I know a lot of people that that like music, and I'm proud of my music, and Bill, Mary, and you came, like so you guys, I want to see you too, Alan, but I just think that we've been friends, and it's worshiping God that you guys, I talk about you guys when I play music, but I thank Bill, you coming, and Mary talking, and you taking my call, and I want to send greetings for you guys, not be down in the dumps, but you guys are really great people.
Right. Okay. Well, so you like Jimmy Donovan because he took your call.
No. I just loved him. No. I listened to him for almost 40 years.
Of course.
When he came back. Yeah.
He's
But,
so closely
I-
identified with the team, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys, Bill or Mary, I'll ask you and Alan, who's going to do the play-by-play? Have you heard?
I don't think they made an
I
announcement
think
yet.
we've certainly put our feelers out, Dick, to see if it can be one of us.
It's you,
Well,
Dick.
I would love it. Huh?
They called you. You didn't get the message. They want you to do it.
Oh, I would say I'd make everybody laugh, wouldn't I?
Give us a play-by-play right now, Dick. How would it go?
Yeah, do you think that you could swing anything like that?
The Browns are on the 20.
The Brones.
Watson back to pass.
Uh-huh.
Jump! 40 yards! Touchdown, Browns!
Right.
How's that?
Touchdown.
Hasta la vista, baby!
Right.
Nick Chubb touchdown!
Okay. Well, you might not have to do too many of those touchdown calls, Dick. So,
Yeah.
who knows? We'll see this season. All right. Okay. Well, you'll probably know before we do, Dick, who the new voice of the Browns will be.
Yeah, but, yeah, like I say, I've got to get up there and see you guys. I think I'd have a good time, wouldn't I?
Well, we'll be up here. All right.
Everybody have Dick tonight.
He was all over the place. Holy mackerel. I don't know what was going on there. He mentions us when he plays his music.
And how
Who's he talking
and
about?
he appreciates that we all worship God or something. He was on a weird one today.
What was happening there?
Yeah.
Alan, people jump off the Valley View Bridge. That is true.
That is true. That one gets.
That's
yeah.
true. Yep. We had a couple of people here who I think were in traffic when somebody jumped over the bridge a couple of weeks ago. I have yet to see that. I've seen a lot of things. Seen a lot of people. I've never seen anybody jump off a bridge. But yeah, you got some big ones around here. I was living in Pittsburgh. There were people jumping off bridges all the time. So goddamn many of them. A lot easier to do that, you're right, than to get to the top of a building. But you also have to imagine that in a place like Tokyo, it's not like, I mean, they're not doing things that much differently than we are. It's probably not easy to get to. Of course, she jumped from the 12th floor. She probably tried all the doors on the way up until she found one that opened. You know, but you'll have people in this country, people jump in New York, where our own Mary Santora lives. There's always somebody jumping and they'll, either land on a terrace. They won't make it all the way down. They'll land on a terrace.
Yeah.
Or they'll the awning of a building will slow them down, but they'll still tear through it. So it does happen.
Yeah.
About it.
There's just part of me that's surprised. I mean, downtown Cleveland's got a couple of tall buildings. I mean, you have to think that there's somebody eyeing. Are they done with the Sherwin-Williams building?
It's not done yet, but it's
they're
close.
They're close to putting the spire on top or whatever they're going to do. There has to be somebody
Do you remember my fantasy football team's name?
who's borderline suicidal, who's got one eye on that thing, licking their lips. Your fantasy football team what?
My name for the fantasy football team.
I don't remember that.
Sherwin-William.
Mary, your thoughts? Sherwin-William.
Yeah.
Fine.
BillSquire.com for tickets.
Yeah, got
Where are
two
you gonna
shows this
be?
weekend.
Oh!
Friday night, I'm going to be at Imposters Theater at 9:30, and then Saturday out in Willoughby at Garage Bar. And, you guys, everybody on the boat's like, hey, when's your next show? When's your next show? I need to come out and see you. That I got asked, people told me that a lot at the big exclusive party. Like, oh, you're killing it on, I watch your clips, but I haven't come out, I haven't seen you live. I'm like, well, come out to Willoughby or come out to Imposters Theater. I got good shows.
And what's keeping them from doing that? Just
I
life?
don't know. I just, people be living life, I guess, and I'm not part of it. But I hope you do come out because they're gonna be great shows. And I'll talk about Dick on stage and
Right. Dick, I want to return the favor.
yeah.
I'm going to mention you in the middle of one of my sets.
Oh, not the guy.
Yeah! Now, you don't go so far as to offer a money-back guarantee, do you?
Absolutely not.
Mary, do you do that? Is there any
No.
money-back guarantee on your shows?
Nope.
I think that's smart. Don't do that. You take a chance when you walk in, and that's what you pays your money, and you takes your chances. You can't somebody might be an audience member, might be having a bad night, and might not respond positively to something.
Okay, Alan, I'm still watching my murder stories and was watching the episode, and during the episode I thought there's not many of these that have the murderer killing a child. The next episode, the guy killed his wife and his 4-month-old baby.
Oof.
There's your manifestation, Mary.
Wait, what? What?
What? I don't know what he's watching. Did you mention some kind of a murder show?
No, he's called before. Every time that dude leaves me a message, he's like, I'm watching one of my murder shows and blah, blah. But I don't understand the manifesting part.
That he was saying that at the end of one episode, he was like, man, they never kill kids. And then the next episode was about a guy killing his
I
kid.
see, because manifesting is just coincidence. And so because to him, it was a coincidence. He didn't he didn't ask for that.
No.
He just mentioned. Does that rise to the level of manifesting? Can you
No,
just
because
think something?
The series was already written.
Right. It's just coincidence.
Yeah, I think that one's just coincidence.
And therein lies the rub.
Right, you could just check
What
out
is
the
the-
episode descriptions.
Right.
Right. Well, I don't know that they're going to put murders a 4-month-old in
Well,
the
it might.
description.
Probably, yeah.
Kills his wife and child.
Because that sounds like a true crime situation right there.
Not a false crime. This guy only watches true crime.
I was watching, there's a new series on Netflix called like The Worst Ex or something like that.
Worst roommate ever?
No, Worst Ex Ever, I think.
Oh, worst ex. Okay.
And it's about, people that just real like this one dude that was a serial abuser and but they couldn't get him in Vegas.
What did he
anyway.
do to the cereal?
He just ate it without milk.
Or he used orange juice and beer together.
Ugh.
But yeah, he was beating up all these women, but they couldn't get a conviction on him. And then he skipped town to this other place, beats up this other lady, then kills 2 people while he's on the run. And that's like the first episode. And then the next one was probably the craziest one, where this guy was pretending to be a cop and then was dating this lady, but he was actually married at the time. And then everything kind of came crashing down on him. And then he goes to jail for raping this lady, but then he frames her for a crime, and they put her in jail for like 6 months.
What?
Dude, it was yeah.
I can't even follow that.
It was nuts.
This guy's on the run killing people?
No, that's a different guy.
Oh.
Well, that's the first.
But the other guy
each episode's a different story.
The other guy was on the run killing people.
Yeah, the first guy was on the run killing people.
On the run for murder, and he goes, along the way, I'm going to leave
he was
more
on the run,
bodies.
He was on the run for abuse because it was, I think, attempted murder.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the woman actually died, but while he was on the run, he killed a couple people too.
Wow.
So.
And that was somebody's crazy ex.
Mm-hmm.
You know better!
You never know what's coming for you, really.
Sometimes your friends let you down. Take your dreams and smash them on the ground. What do? Turn the page? Hell no, I'm gon' channel my rage and spit rhymes of horror, unspeakable things. From deep inside me, the darkness sings. Murder, murder, sex, sex, and murder, murder. Murder, murder, sex, sex, and murder, murder. Murder, sex, sex with murder. Murder with sex. Dead people have sex, then they murder.
A couple of our South Carolinian bureau chiefs hit me up, and everybody in South Carolina in the incarceration industrial complex, they are rock hard because the state is getting ready to carry out their first execution in 13 years.
How?
And well, that's what I'm getting to. You get kind of the menu in South Carolina. They have their lethal injection drug. They have also tested their electric chair. And they have trained their firing squad.
Who gets to choose?
The inmate.
Wow.
They've certified that all 3 methods of execution are available for Freddie Owens' scheduled execution on September the 20th. He gets to pick. He would be the first condemned inmate in South Carolina, providing there's no stay of execution. A lot of times, even if somebody couldn't deserve it more, there's a lot of red tape and legal wrangling. He would be the first condemned inmate in South Carolina to be put to death since 2011. That surprises me. I figured South Carolina was killing people left and right.
What did he do?
What did he do? I don't know what he did. Well, I mean, a capital crime, right? Probably murder or something like that. He was sentenced to death for killing a convenience store clerk in 1997. He and friends robbed several businesses before going to the store in Greenville, South Carolina. We have bureau chiefs there. And killing Irene Graves. They shot her in the head because she couldn't get the safe open. That's a really smart way to get the safe open, is shoot the person who's trying to get it open for you.
It sounds like a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Like, now how we can get the safe.
Yeah.
I'm going
I didn't
lethal
think of that,
injection.
Elmer.
Other dudes flipped on him, so they got 28 years in prison. He got the death penalty. And he also killed another guy. He gave investigators a detailed account of how he killed Christopher Lee, stabbing and burning his eyes and choking him. This was in prison. So while this guy's in prison, murdered another dude. But South Carolina, they have tested all of their methods of execution, and they're all ready to go. I don't know which one you pick. You know, some of these people, by the time that they're put to death, they're very, very penitent. Some of them are utterly without remorse.
Can they put all the different choices on a wheel and you spin the big wheel of death?
And then, but which one? What do you want it to land on, though? That's the thing.
I'm going lethal injection. If I
You
get to
want the
choose,
lethal injection.
Yeah, I don't want to feel it.
I think you feel it.
I feel like
lethal
it's,
injection.
it's probably the least painful.
I think the least
Electric
painful.
chair?
Electric chair is probably pretty painful, I bet. But it's also pretty fast, I bet.
Firing squad, though, you're just
squad.
torn apart. I mean,
What if they miss, dude? I know
there's
they're
a
trained.
dozen
I
guys
know they're
lined
trained.
up there, and
But-
one of them is probably just doing a headshot, and the other one's
Yeah.
I know they're trained.
Turn
but
you
what
into
if
Swiss
they,
Firing
cheese.
squad is crazy.
what if
Yeah.
they hit through like your cheek or something?
Mhm.
I feel like lethal injection has the least possibility of going wrong.
well, they said
Well,
that they've trained their
Unless they bring back
sharpshooters.
guillotines.
I mean, they could do
That one's
that.
pretty accurate.
Yeah, that one's
Just line up an
decapitation
M60.
corner
just-
back on
just-
the Alan Cox Show.
Yeah. It'd be worth it.
We can do the Goodbye Earth, but just Goodbye Head.
Head.
I don't know, man. The Green Mile messed me up when it comes to electric chairs when you didn't wet the sponge.
Never saw it.
Oh, yeah.
What? It's a good one.
That's what I hear. Yep.
I saw that movie when I was like 10, dude.
I mean, I read it. I just didn't see the movie. I was like, I read it.
Well, did they have the sponge, the when we didn't wet the sponge part?
Probably.
book?
It was a long time
No.
ago. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'll have to go back and see if I dog-eared where they didn't wet the sponge.
Hmm.
You gotta wet your sponge, ladies. I got a break. I'm gonna go see Clutch. Mary likes him.
Mhm.
Clutch is coming through. WMMS presents Clutch on this current tour. It's the Two-Headed Beast tour. They're co-headlining with Rival Sons. They got Fu Manchu on the bill, too.